Let's pick up on that point. Nicolas Zart joins us from Long Beach, California. He's a writer for Clean-Technica. So, Nicolas, why has it been so hard for China to create a global auto brand?
Well, I think we had BYD do a pretty good job at it, but specifically these three companies coming together it's a great potential basically because they'll be able to really focus on electric cars, they'll be able to focus on autonomous vehicles, and I think I can tell you right now, I'm sure in boardrooms a lot of Western car makers are growing gray hair by the minute.
We noted that China is already the world's largest auto market despite having relatively few exports. It's a country of hundreds of millions of drivers, as we know. So in that sense, is it even important for China to create a global brand?
I think it's very important for China to do that because, I mean, China started developing its alternative energy vehicle program way early in the 2000s, and it needs to now step it up. It's a key player in that field in both industries, and while we also need it here, we need to have competition, so we welcome it. I certainly welcome more electric cars on the market today, and I welcome China bringing the cars over here.
You touched on it, the news that three of China's biggest automakers are going to work more closely together. Those three are all state-owned, so how does collaboration help when it comes to innovation?
Well, it helps in the sense that they can now focus. They're going to have a team of engineers who are going to go from the different companies. And for me, it's more a question of focusing everything instead of spreading out and going to different markets and try to attack the different markets like that. So it's going to be better. It's going to create also jobs, more specified jobs, specific jobs, technical jobs. And I think that's great for everybody, for us here too.
Speaking broadly about the auto technology, not just in China, but around the world, what excites you about the future?
Oh, you know, I come from an old world of Alfa Romeos and everything, and the first time I drove an electric vehicle, an electric car, I got it. It's the performance, it's the torque that's there as soon as you step on it, but it's also a very peaceful driving experience. And you know, you're just driving, all of a sudden there's a spot that opens up, the car jumps in it. So I can also put solar panels on my house. I can charge with solar energy, and there's nothing that comes out of the tailpipe. So that excites me because we've been a little bit stagnant for the last 2 or 3 decades, and it's really exciting what's happening, right, especially with electric vehicles.
And with that momentum, you know, we're looking ahead at the Detroit Auto Show, some big auto shows. What are you going to be watching for as we see those come up down here in the next several weeks? And I also want to ask you about the momentum of EV. How long before we see that become the majority of what is on the roads today?
To that second question, I wish we all knew that. I'll tell you one thing. We just had the LA Auto Show now, and in 5 years, we didn't have a heck of a lot of electric vehicles. This year, we counted close to 18 electric vehicles and something like 28 plug-in hybrids. So it's really happening. A decade ago, we only had 2 or 3 of them. So as far as the Detroit Auto Show, what I'm going to be looking for is what is GM doing, what is Ford doing, and what is the Chrysler group doing to give us more electric cars right here on the market. As far as when it's going to happen, it is happening. You know, we see more and more Teslas everywhere. We see more and more GM Bolts around here. And so I think it is happening. When are they going to be the majority of those cars? That's a tough one. I would assume by 2025, we will see a fairly good amount of them on the road.
Some exciting stuff ahead. Nicolas Zart, thank you for joining us.